G'day. Welcome back to the $100,000 to $1 million challenge. Please note that I am not a financial advisor and I am simply sharing my own trades in the market for educational purposes. Now, I hadn't planned on making a video this soon, but obviously we've had a massive move in the market, so I wanted to make a quick video to talk about how my approach has changed given that the total market cap is now back around $1 trillion. Looking at the portfolio, we're up $8,576. I think for the average person, or for a lot of people, they'll be pretty happy with this. For me personally, I am a bit disappointed, the reason being that I'm underallocated. My goal was to be at least 57% allocated before the market started to take off. At the moment, I'm only around 32% allocated, so it's a little bit disconcerting. In my favor, or in my defense, I should say that this breakout has been earlier than I expected, and it does mean that I do need to now update my plans in order to match the latest price action. Taking a look at Boomer Coin, Bitcoin, you can see that this weekly candle is closing pretty soon, and it's one heck of a candle, pretty much a god candle. It's almost taken back all the losses from this FTX capitulation candle a couple of weeks ago. Now, my base case, as you know, as I said in the previous video, the middle of the year is when I'm expecting most coins to put in their high for the year. And based on this price action, this is a really solid bottom. I would be surprised if Bitcoin does not hit above 28,000 sometime between now and the middle of the year. That is my central case because this is a really strong bottom. Let's take a look at it on the daily. You can remember in the previous video, I was talking about how Litecoin bottomed first, and this is Bitcoin catching up to the party, and now all eyes are on Bitcoin. Now, wishful thinking, I mean, we've had a big run up here since the last video. It's just been green. Slight blow off here, a little bit, and just a slight retracement. Wishful thinking would be we get a retest of 17,000. Now, in my experience, when Bitcoin puts in this kind of move, just a really big move like this, it likes to leave people behind on the sidelines, unable to get in and chasing the market. What I would like to see is if we can put in a bear flag here, some consolidation, that should give a small window of opportunity for me to get into some of the quality names out there. The other thing to consider is this 20,000 here. This is the 2017 high. We got through it with some massive candles. There's a good chance that it's now going to act as support. So given that this is where we are on Bitcoin, I am certainly of the opinion that the market is bottomed, and it's about trying to get in and trying to get my allocation up. Speaking of which, in the previous video, I talked about Uniswap and having an order at $5.05. Since then, it's really taken off. Bit of a blow off here, pretty decent week, some retracement happening right now. I just want to talk about not chasing the market and I just want to talk about how I'm now setting my new orders based on the latest price action. Now, I've drawn a fib for the most recent move from the low to the high. Certainly for some other people, you're going to see them draw the fib based off the whole market structure, where this will be at the bottom and this will be at the top. Really, all I'm trying to do is just use the fib as a technical guide to come up with some numbers that make sense. Now, looking at the numbers, 0.236, for me, we're talking, if it's in a raging bull market, that's when I'd use it, and it's pretty rare. You're talking like May 2021 or October 2021, where everything is up only and it's really difficult to get in. That's when I might use something like this 0.236. If we're in a bear market or a really boring market, then often I'd wait for the full retrace before getting in again and trying to set orders. Looking at this 0.382, to be honest, I really use it. And that leaves us with the 0.5, the 0.618, and the 0.786. Now, depending on the quality of the project, depending on the narrative of the project, That's going to help me determine where I'm going to set my new order. So something like Uniswap, quality project, quality narrative. I do have an order working here at 595. Now, of course, technically 0.5 is not a fib, it's the GAN 50%, but for simplicity's purposes, or for simplicity, I'll be talking about it as a fib from here on out. And if we can get a retracement to 595, that's going to fill me right within these moving averages. $5.05, that is an optimistic fill. If I did get filled there, it would mean that my average entry price would be just a tad below 550. Realistically, if I can get filled at 595, I'll be pretty happy. Both, I'd be stoked. And if I can't get filled, then it just means I've got to move on. I'll have to allocate these funds somewhere else. I also talked about Ethereum. Now, real big move, bit of a blow off, slight retracement. My 50 fib 0.5 is 1385. I've got an order working there. More optimistically, I've got my original order at 1281 still working. This is where there was a weekly breakout. If I can get filled at 1385, I'll be pretty happy. If I can get filled at both, I'd be really happy. Ideally, I'm going to get filled somewhere here. If ETH does take off again, I'm going to have to have another think about where I'm going to place my orders. And just the last one to have a look at, UFO, which I did pick up at 124, maybe about a week ago. Big move, blow off, some retracement. I've got an order working here at 130, which is the 618 fib retracement. As you can see, this is pretty volatile. Now 618 is below these moving averages. However, if you look back, anytime we're in the moving averages, this is a pretty volatile asset. So I think that even if the candle did close in this moving average, I could still get filled at the 618 based on the volatility. Now, if I get filled here, that's a bonus. I'm just adding to my original position. If I don't, and it takes off, I'm okay with that because I'm already in. Just want to quickly talk about launchpads. I'm averaging into some launchpads at the moment. I have orders working to acquire launchpad tokens. I'm aiming to put somewhere between 5 and 15% of the portfolio into launchpads. Once I've got my full position, I'll let you know what I've bought. Now, depending on how the market continues to act, I may not even participate in any IDOs. It really depends on if there's value in staking for IDOs and being involved. However, with many launchpad tokens down over 95%, I just feel that there's a really good risk to reward ratio at the moment, and I'm keen to accumulate these tokens now. Just remember that anytime that I do make a trade, I will log it in this tab of the trade spreadsheet, of which the link will be available in the description below. In closing out, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you were able to find some value, please help out the channel by liking the video. I'm aiming to be back in another fortnight's time, so until then, let's always be looking for an edge. Take care until next time, and thanks again for watching the $100,000 to $1 million challenge.